counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway. Good evening, Kellyanne.
Good evening. Thanks for having me, Judge.
All right. Happy New Year to you. You know, I must tell you that it was rather shocking to me when, the Democrats talked about, when they got in power, at least here they are winning the House, that it would be all about civility. And when they go low, we go high. Well, they weren't even 24 hours in. They're upending the Constitution. They want to impeach him for no legitimate reason. And he's an MFer. What say you?
Well, and contrast that to what the president was doing yesterday, Janine. He held forth in the Situation Room with the Democratic and Republican leaders from the House and the Senate. All 8 of them were there. And he's trying to negotiate border security for this country. You had the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kirstjen Nielsen, there with her facts and figures. We're having a humanitarian crisis at the border now. These children are making this dangerous journey. The president said, please don't take your children on this perilous trek because the children can get sick or worse. They're not coming through the 26 ports of entry. They're coming through, trying to come through other ways. We've had this increase from single males coming from Mexico, which was the vast majority of illegal aliens trying to come to the country. And now it's family units and unaccompanied children from the Northern Triangle countries. It's really changed. But the president has made very clear, we've got to stop the human smugglers, the drugs that are pouring this country over the southern border.
But what do you think
and he also said we want these people to be here. He wants people to come here legally to work or to live as they want to. I'm here in Camp David right now, and I'm sitting at a dinner table. Just got up. I'm sitting at a dinner table with Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and Jared Kushner, 2 of the people who were there negotiating today with the Democrats at the White House.
What did it go like?
They were there, of course, with the Vice President and the Secretary Nielsen.
Let me
and the Vice President is leading these negotiations, and it proves, that tells you how serious the president is. He said, we need border security. We're a sovereign nation that needs border security. $5 billion that the House passed. That's a modest investment in keeping us all safe. Get those drugs the hell out of this country. They're killing people every day. We have an increase in meth and heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl coming over the southern border, and I don't want it in my kids' backyard. And I know other moms all across this country agree with that.
Okay. Was Nancy Pelosi disrespectful to Kirstjen Nielsen, the Secretary of Homeland Security? And what are any discussions, and are they succeeding on the shutdown?
Look, in the Situation Room yesterday, I can tell you the president had the upper hand. I mean, they sat there for almost 2 hours discussing border security. If we're talking about whether to call it a wall or something else, call it something else. But secure the border. In some places, it'll be a wall. In some places, it may be steel slats. It may be electronic and technology. It may be exactly what Customs and Border Patrol says they need. The president has made very clear on Twitter and in his public statements and in the Rose Garden yesterday, in the cabinet meeting for 95 minutes on live TV 2 days earlier. He's made clear border security as a mechanism may mean many different things, including a wall. But let's get it done. So many presidents have talked about securing the border. Chuck Schumer himself is on tape saying,
of course,
illegal immigration is bad. We have to get border security. But they voted for the Secure Fences Act in 2006. Janine, you know what? Let them call it the Secure Fences Act of 2019 if that'll make them feel better. But let's get it done. You asked about Secretary Nielsen. She and Customs, Border Patrol, and DHS have put together a fantastic presentation showing the increase in the drugs coming over the border in just the last year, the increase in the unaccompanied children who are here taking this perilous trek, and the number of family units who are showing up from the Northern Triangle countries. She and Secretary Pompeo negotiated this terrific deal with Mexico so that those who are coming up here can get asylum in Mexico and just wait there while their claims of fear are being processed by the United States. Mexico has offered work visas. They offer them safety. They've offered them, obviously, food and safe passage. And yet they're saying, no, we need to get to America. This president is saying, come legally. We have a humanitarian crisis at the border. If these people really cared about the kids, they would work with the president, the vice president, and our team. And if you care about those kids, you want to deter them from taking this perilous journey. And we need border security. We need physical barriers that you can't climb over, crawl under, drive through, or walk around.
Okay, and I want to just, in closing, Kellyanne, you know, John Kelly, when he was leaving, said they ain't going to be a wall, and then around the same time, the president tweeted an image of not a wall, but of a fence. Is this change in the semantics? And as you can see, there's a fence there with slats. Is that due to the Democrats demanding no wall, but instead a fence?
No, the president is listening to the Customs and Border Patrol, and he knows what is necessary. This man is a builder. He knows what's strong and robust and a deterrent. Now, what you're showing now on the screen, it's very important. The president said design of steel slat barrier. What you see here would be very effective in deterring folks from taking that journey to begin with. If they saw that this is what they're going to face, they're going to say, well, hold on. I can't drive through that or crawl over it or under it or around it. That's a serious thing. And so you need a physical barrier. In some places, it may be a wall, it may be the steel slats, it may be electronics. We're going by what the brave men and women who are exhausted and overtaxed and overworked right now, trying to absorb this new influx of family units and unaccompanied minors.
I think
who,
it's
by
very
the way,
interesting,
aren't running away from
Kellyanne.
Customs and Border Patrol. They're running toward them.
Oh, right.
CBP tells me they're running toward them, saying, "Help me! Where do I go? What do I do?" And so those steel slats that you saw. Steel's more expensive than concrete, let's face it. But let's get that $5.6 billion package. It's a modest investment in our border security. The House passed it. Chuck Schumer has to find the 10 votes. He has to find the 10 votes to get this done and put it on the president's desk. Let's get the border security, reopen the government. The negotiations will continue tomorrow.
Thank you, Kellyanne Conway.